Kevin Strong, after overcoming great odds, went on to receive a diploma from Weber State University. He graduated magna cum laude, was in management for years at a Fortune 500 company. He has successfully built 2 businesses and is regarded as a founder and expert on the topic of perceiving reality. Kevin's most recently authored and highly rated book, Being Wise, is taking his platform worldwide as an expert in his field. Please help me welcome to the stage Kevin Strong.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Mark. It's a great day to be here today. Let's start this off with a few questions. How many here have children? Or ever were a child? And pretty much everybody, okay. I have 3 children, and I'm grateful for them. Here they are just a few years ago. Now, they're not this little anymore because they grow up so quickly. My son at the age of 13 grew to my height at 6 feet. We shared the same shoe size for a month, and now he's a little older. He wears a size 13. We had this little competition in our household of who's the tallest, ever since they were little, with little pencil marks on the wall. And so I tell him that I was still growing too, and he said, "Yeah, Dad, this way." We're all growing. And then sometimes it feels like it's on turbo speed. When I think of my own childhood, it was on turbo speed. I was dating a beautiful girl. We were 14 and 15 at the time, and not too much later, we found out she was pregnant. It's not what we were expecting. It's certainly not what our parents were expecting. We felt as though our whole world was crashing in upon us. After our inappropriate behavior, everything that we'd worked for didn't really matter anymore. What we felt like doing was running and hiding. We didn't want to be there anymore. We had to face this, and after a lot of thought, a lot of contemplation, what we thought was best for us in our own particular situation was to get married. We thought it was the best choice for us. We were 15 and 16 years old, freshmen in high school. We thought we knew what love was, and we knew it was going to be difficult. We just didn't know how difficult. And questions started coming into our mind of, how are we going to finish the next 3 years of high school, let alone raise a family? And other people started asking us questions, which made us think, when or if we graduate, how are we going to get off food stamps and not be a detriment to society? It's been 15 years since we made that decision. And through all the tough times, the difficult situations, I'm pleased to announce this past December, my wife and I just celebrated our 15-year wedding anniversary. I'm grateful for that. We had potential we didn't even know we had. We all have potential. We all have big, giant, enormous potential. That's why Anne Frank said, everyone has inside of them a piece of good news. The good news is that you don't know how great you can be. And the often quoted but very applicable, Thomas Edison said, if we did all the things we're capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. We all have potential. And like most of us, we have things we want to achieve. We have goals, dreams, and desires. We want to run a marathon, earn our first million, spend our first million. We also want to experience smelling, tasting, experiencing that vacation, or being with our loved ones on their special day. We also want to overcome things everybody may know about, such as a physical blemish we were born with, an unfortunate turn of events, car accident, illness, or things only we know about, or a few close friends. The problem for some of us is that we have blocks and limitations. We have blocks and limitations that are preventing us from the life we're desiring. This chair over here represents these blocks and limitations. This represents these blocks and limitations. It sits back here and we don't notice them. We don't see our limitations. What limitation? What do you mean I treat people harshly? What do you mean I'm not organized? I don't see it. What are you saying? But of course, Everybody else can see it. What would happen if I continued to carry this around? Fundamentally, we believe from the research, a certain research done in 2009 to 2014 that we put into the book on the back table, Being Wise, but fundamentally two sides of the research, two major findings. One side, perceiving reality is directly related to one's attitude and effort. If we're going to remove these blocks and limitations, we've got to see life as it really is. We've got to see what everybody else is seeing. This screen's been blacked out. And if someone was to say it's white, is that reality? It's just the actual facts, what actually exists. It's not what people wish for or hope for. And through the research, we've found that the better able we are to shift our perspective to what's real, the better off we are. In fact, it's one's greatest factor for success. And I don't care if it's at home with your kids, at work with your peers, as a business owner or volunteer in the community. The biggest impact on one's life is perceiving reality, any amount. Think about this. Think of your role models, your heroes, industry leaders. Do you see some commonalities between them? Virtues, positive attitude. How do they carry themselves? Are they influential? Are they optimistic? Because they have a better perspective on reality, they've eliminated a lot of these blocks and limitations that so many others are carrying around. Industry leaders, Amazon and Google, projected to earn billions over the next decade because of how they perceive reality. The National Speakers Association's success is highly due to their abundant thinking. When we're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and we think of that third idea that was right in front of us this whole time, that's when we perceive reality. We're good decision makers when we know where we're at and where we're going, isn't that right? Our positive attitude is what helps us get hired or hire others, isn't it? Our attitude is what attracts our spouse to us as we grow old together. Not because we buy them gifts and we look good, not that it wouldn't help. I was blessed with a wife that gets it. She has social skills, amazing social skills. It comes so easy for her, seriously, it's ridiculous. She can make friends with a rock. But she gets it. She gets it because she's not worried about what she's going to get out of the relationship. She's not worried about making sure it's fair, going to a restaurant and splitting the bill evenly all the way down to the very last pennies. It's not important. And because of this, we enjoy boats, trips, friends, because she gets it. She cares about people. We end up getting back way more than we ever give. But more importantly, we have friends. We have good friends that we don't keep tabs on or score or who gave what. It's a mutual love for each other. And I've realized that I could have been doing this years ago. I could have been doing this way back years ago as a little kid in grade school. If I would have applied what I now know back then, I would have had a whole lot more friends than just my 3 best friends that were with me all the time. If I would have removed that block and limitation, it would have opened up more of my potential that's always been there. It's always been available to me. Now, this doesn't mean that we think everything's always sunshine and rainbows. It's not a mantra of turning lemons into lemonade. It's not a hyped up, feel good, get all excited, adrenaline pumping, wave our hands up in the air each and every day. It simply shows that where there is perceived reality, we have the highest efficiency, the most productivity, the most creativity, and the biggest impact. Where you have it, we have the best stuff. Where we find someone perceiving reality, purpose, happiness, weight loss, confidence, all increase. And divorce, depression, laziness, all go down every single time from the research. Every time. Every time. The highest efficiency, the most productivity, the most creativity, and the biggest impact happens when perceiving reality went up. Now, we covered a lot on how closely our perspective is to reality as one's greatest factor for success. The second side of the research are the 6 main points. The 6 main points that builds what the greatest individuals and organizations of all time possess. What actually builds our perception of reality? Is it what people think? Or is it, in fact, more than that? Maybe some of the things will surprise you, maybe some of them won't. But the truth is, very few people are doing all 6. This is what I talk about. That's all I talk about. I talk about the 6 main point framework. I strictly talk about that, whether it's at Wells Fargo or the New York Yankees or a civic group. Everything that deals with gaining a greater sense of reality fits into one of 6 main points. Now, I know we're shorter on time, so the 6 main points are abundance, decency, flexibility, gratitude, quality, and self-assurance. Don't bother writing those things down because complimentary to everybody in attendance today, in the back there's a card with all 6 of those points and a short just definition of each one of those. Complimentary to everybody in attendance today. We covered the impact of perceiving reality and the 6 main point framework. If you'd like more specifics on the 6 main point framework, or if you'd like more specifics on the 5 steps to making decisions, which is found under our quality main point, we have a testimonial of one of our clients that has tripled his productivity because they now make better and faster decisions. The wish list, under the abundance main point, sparked the creativity of another one of our clients to create an idea that has the potential of being worth tens of thousands of dollars. Now, I may not be a fit for most of you, likely, but if you would like those things, if you'd like any of those things that would help you out as a meeting planner or help you out personally, we've had people tell us that it helped save their marriage, help them get a promotion at work, it helped them lose 30 pounds. If any of those things would help you, complimentary today in the back of the table, they're for you. I'm passionate about this. I love it. I believe in it. So, why don't we perceive reality? What are some of the reasons? I want you to talk among your groups here at the tables. I'm going to give you 10 to 15 seconds, and I want you to just talk about why don't we see what other people are seeing? Okay? 10 to 15 seconds. Go ahead. All right, that's been about 10, 15 seconds. Hey, why don't we perceive reality? Why do we continue to carry these around? Okay? Why not? Let's start over here in this group. Why don't we? Why don't we? What's that? Denial. You just don't want to see it. It just doesn't exist. Yeah, they don't want to hear it. Maybe they don't want to get out of their comfort zone, right? They don't want the responsibility. You think some person that's up in their high 30s, low 40s, and they still live at their parents' house, so, yeah, Mom, be up there in a minute. Or I guess in today's games, it's a lot easier when other people do it for them, right? What are some other reasons? How about here in the middle?
I believe that it's because those parts of us are dark, so when we're looking from the inside out, other people can see it because they've got more light around them looking into us.
Right. There's information we just don't know. We just don't know what we don't know sometimes, right? We don't want to look bad. There's an interesting stat. According to the National Opinion Research Center, the NORC at the University of Chicago, you can get a graduate degree in 283 different fields of study. That's a lot of degrees. 283 different fields of study. Compared to the particles, our solar system, the universe, in reality, we're really toddlers learning how to walk. So if we're 5 or 95, keep learning. And if we're smart, we'll be there right beside you. One other reason. What's some other reasons over in this area? Conditioning, just doing the same thing over again. It goes back to being comfortable, right? What about extremes, thinking everything or nothing, always, never? Who's ever heard someone that says, it has to be this way or else I'm wrong? And I am not wrong. Who knows someone like this? Who's sitting next to one right now? A whole group over there, okay. We've all heard of the never give up mindset, okay? Never give up, never give up, never give up. I love it. It's inspirational, motivational, until I heard the definition of insane. Was doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. I don't listen to the never give up mindset anymore. Instead, I keep moving forward. By keep moving forward, we adjust and adapt and doing things that will help us get to where we want to be. Now, there's all kinds of reasons we don't perceive reality. Abusive homes, addictions, our imagined dreams that never came to fruition, wasn't supposed to be like this. There's all sorts of reasons. And perceiving reality is not easy. Reality is not easy. As our good friend Kermit the Frog is about to find out, he's about to go into a doctor's office and get some unexpected news. What I'm about to tell you is going to change your life forever. Are you sure you really want to know it? 3 reasons. I'll give you 3 great reasons to have me at an upcoming event. There they are. If at the end of the day, we're going to reach our goals, dreams, and desires, if we're going to remove these blocks and limitations and continue to build on our good performance, then we need to apply the abundance main point, and the decency main point, and the flexibility main point, and the other 3 main points. My hope for you is that you would earn and gain and own the greatest competitive advantage I believe of all time, personally and professionally. That's something we call the real life advantage. Have a great day. Thank you.